Welcome, War Criminal. Leona King. Hello, Crystal. Prospecting USA, hunting America's treasures. How's everybody doing tonight? Welcome to another edition. Hello, 11 Messages from Heaven. Welcome to another Friday's edition to Paranormal and True Crime, Part 2. Tonight, Bob is chasing the eclipse. Hello, Cliff Jones. Eric Thompson. Hello there. Hopefully everybody's doing well. Welcome, everybody. So Bob is chasing the eclipse tonight. So he is on his journey. You know, him and his science. So we'll jump right into it and let's get started with Angela. Welcome, Angela.
Hello, it's great to be on.
How you doing there?
Doing great. How are you?
Wonderful. So introduce yourself and how did you get your information?
I am Angela Bowley. I'm a psychic medium, a psychic artist. I paint portraits of what spirits show me, and I paint portraits of spirits. And I get my information and images, mostly images, and then emotions or feelings associated with that. And I will also use runes, and the runes will give me images. And I'll use other sources, and I use Reiki as well. So basically, I just rely on all of my intuition to get my information.
Okay.
And what I kept seeing over and over again, I do have a lot of notes. I kept getting that this person was very secretive. That the person in the photo that you sent, and I kept seeing like he's a loner for the most part. But I keep seeing coming up this woman that he had a relationship with that he was kind of secretive about. And there was a possible, I keep seeing motherhood and fatherhood coming up as if this there was a pregnancy involved. And I keep seeing deception about a celebration about it. Like somebody was acting deceptively and at this either celebration and tried to lure him um, into that to a bad end, and that it ended tragically.
Okay.
That's I kept getting like a loss. I also felt their female betrayed him in some way. I kept feeling heartbreak and sorrow over this female as well, as if I don't know whether she was in a relationship with somebody else or whether it was an unexpected pregnancy. I'm not sure, but there was some sort of sorrow, a sense of betrayal with her as well.
And ladies and gentlemen, this is the photograph that everybody received. Is that correct, Angela?
Yes, and that's all we got was the photograph. But yeah, I keep seeing deception, celebration, but celebration like if somebody's being lured to a party or some sort of celebration of some kind, but they're doing it just to get him there. And it was all a lie, all the deception.
Okay. Anything else?
That was basically it. I kept getting that he was a loner. He liked to be by himself. There was a female he felt betrayed by. There was a lot of celebration. There looked like there may have been a pregnancy, but then there was an elaborate deception behind it.
Okay, great. Stand by. Thank you, Angela. Next up, Kat. Come on down.
Hi, everybody.
How you doing?
Not bad. Hope everyone
All
else is well.
right. So introduce yourself and tell us how you get your information and what you do.
Okay, I'm Kath. I like to dowse. I like to remote view. I'm pretty sensitive. I like fossicking and I like animals and healing, Reiki healing. I really like doing the crime work. I used to be an information security analyst. And to be an information security analyst, you need physical security as well. Then I specialized in abuse and trauma. and a year of criminal psych and a year of forensics. So my style's a tad different than most. I like to try and get a full narrative to try and get rid of the grey areas. But usually I just get the photo and I douse it down from there. This week was interesting. A new method came, just so I went along with it. Usually I do the searching and the investigation from like a big picture overall, and I try not to get too personal. This time I was pushed into a personal situation, so it was very interesting because I haven't done it like this before. So this time I went straight in and spoke to the victim or possible victim. But then halfway through, there were some grey areas because the victim didn't know some of the answers. So then I reversed back into my other method that I always use to cover the areas that he didn't know the true answers to. It's a bit hard to explain. So the first section I did just talking straight to him, and he was kind of speaking straight to me kind of thing. But there were areas in the questioning that he just didn't know the answers, so that when I was dowsing, I couldn't get a clean answer. So then I lifted back out and started viewing the big picture again. So for this guy, I call him Catman. I don't know his name. I don't have any information. All I have is the photo. So no offense intended to any of the loved ones. I'm going into business mode right now, so I'm sorry. In this situation, I felt he is alive. He's a USA citizen. Hang on, sorry. I'll go straight into the summary. I've got he's an American citizen, male, no other countries involved. The law appears to be favourable to this victim, but I have no clear answer if the law is involved. I don't believe the victim's been found, and I think if he is found, he will be in danger because of the perpetrators. Emergency service don't appear to be in any unnecessary danger. They're okay. I feel he's alive. He took off and is in hiding. He went freely. I'll explain the situation in a sec. No body located. The media are currently involved. The family is sincerely assisting. He has been missing for quite a while, I feel. Male, 20 to 30 years old. You know the physical description from the photo. I've got him about 5'5" to 6 foot. Some piercings, ears. He was injured prior to his disappearance. I've got this as the reason he left. He had help getting away with his female partner, who's like his love partner. She appeared to be very good at self-defense. I don't know if she had any training, but she seemed very, very good at self-defense and helped him out in a big way. When I'll get onto it. I've got this is the reason he left. He was threatened, abused. He escaped, got away in time. They were in public. It was a chance meeting at a pub. I'll go on. They were strangers and threatened a member of his family. His female sister, I picked up. Catman didn't know they knew his sister. This is where I moved back into looking at the full picture because he didn't know of his sister's involvement in whatever's going on. He didn't recognize the perps. The sister's around 31 years old. There were 3 perps, male in their 40s. He was unaware his sister was in trouble. He appeared to be injured in the head, body. It looked like he was punched in the face and the torso. They also hurt his lady, but she wasn't hurt badly. She seemed to be very capable. There's footage of the fight, and the data is stored. It hasn't been found. It's still at the pub. They were hurt by hand. There was prior intent. It was a planned chance meeting. The perps are connected to the family. I'll leave that out. I'll have to leave that out too. The Catman and his lady left in a vehicle. They appear to have gone northeast, more than 100 k's away. Because of the privacy issue on this, I can't give a location. They don't want to be found. They know they're in danger. They're safe and well thus far, I feel. They don't want to be found. They're above ground, la-di-la-di-la. I can't give the location, I'm sorry. The main perp has a shaved head, facial hair, known to the government, no time served, no parole, not escaped prisoners. The main perpetrator that seemed to be throwing the punches, etc., the most, seemed to have slit pupils with changing colours, above 6 foot, brown skin, noticeable body hair and facial hair. A big bloke. The other two blokes don't seem to be as big as this one. He seemed to be the leader, and the other ones just came in and helped start in the fight. But they didn't realise the lady was so capable. Like, she was amazing from what I can see. The perps have a boat. They were in full control, no feelings of regret. They were paid. Again, they don't want to be found. They fear for the sister's life. They're also scared. The sister appears to be in trouble to do with money. There are safety concerns for the victims, and highly possible the perpetrators will offend again. It appears they were just going along, the lady and him and the guy Catman, and they went to this pub, and there were these 3 blokes there. They already knew, they'd been following him, and then they started getting stuck into him. They threatened him that if he didn't leave, they would kill his sister. I feel they took off. They're safe, scared. I think the sister, I'm worried about the sister situation. Sorry, but that's all I could get this time.
Tammy Johnson, can you validate if he has a sister? Can you validate that for me? All right, Kat, stand by.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you. Next up, Kelly Joe. Come on down, Kelly. Introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Kelly Joe. I'm a medium clairvoyant psychic. I pick up on energies, and it's like a movie with taste, touch, smell, and feel, and all that. What I got when I first saw the picture, I got a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and a huge amount of money owed. And I think maybe they did something to him because he owed so much money, almost like a bookie or the mob or something like that. I do see him being beat up. Like Kat said, I don't know if he's dead. I don't feel like he's dead either. In hiding because he owes a massive amount of money.
Interesting.
And if you don't pay back your money, you get your legs broke. Guido and Guido will come get you and beat you up. But there's something about that. That's what I got on him.
Interesting. Okay, stand by. Next up, Inbal. Yes, the one and only. Hello. Good evening.
Hi,
Good night.
Chris. How are you?
Wonderful. How about yourself?
Yeah, not too bad, thank you. You know, I'm from Israel, so it's kind of a difficult week for us, but we're very hopeful.
Yes.
And thank you,
Everything
America,
okay
for
over
standing
there?
with us.
Everything going okay over there in Israel right now, or
As much as possible. All of my people are safe, and morale is getting a little bit higher. So yeah, thank you for asking.
good,
So
good.
as always, I've not actually looked at the picture very much. I got the picture from you a few days ago, and I've got it on the screen in front of me. But as you know, I'm very passionate about the tarot cards and very passionate about going straight off the cuff and being as authentic as possible. My
Yes.
comfort zone within psychic work is more looking like, you know, is my boyfriend cheating on me? Should I invest in property? So I love being outside of my comfort zone on your show. Thank you so much for inviting
Yes,
me.
thank you. Thank you.
Let's see what we've got with this chap. So very, very interestingly, before even starting with the tarot, the fact that the photo that we have has this like blemish that's part of the photograph, not part of the person's face, but has this blemish on the lip, is interesting, because when you read a photograph, when you psychically read a photograph, everything matters. Nothing is accidental, nothing is incidental. And so as soon as I opened the photo, I thought, this guy has not been allowed to speak. He's had to keep silent about something, which is a very, very interesting start. So there's a bigger story there than just somebody who's missing, or somebody who we know the details of a disappearance or anything. There are secrets that he is keeping. And again, before even going into the tarot, when you read a photograph, there is a difference between the right side of the face, which corresponds to the left hemisphere of the brain, and then the left side of the face, which corresponds to the right hemisphere. And what we have is his right side is more exposed, and the right side of the face corresponds to the left side of the brain, which is more logical, less spiritual. So it shows that wherever he is or wherever he ended up, he had to make some very calculated decisions. So I would believe that this story is not just any old story. I would believe that this has been quite a dramatic end of life, end of situation, because we've got the secrecy and because we've got the needing to be logical and needing to be calculated. Now, let's see. Right. Now, I do feel that we're talking about somebody who's no longer alive, and I could just hear the very, very tail end of the previous reading, where it looks like the consensus is that it's somebody who might still be with us. So I believe that that is not the case. I believe that he's no longer alive, but I also believe that he has had connections with death even before his own. So either he has caused somebody's death before, or he was present at the time of people losing their lives. And it looks like he was a very sort of active person on that scene. So he was involved in some kind of criminal activities, and he was somebody who could detach from his emotions completely. And so that made him like the ideal person to carry out the most horrendous of tasks. What I've got around his situation, I feel like he did have a family around him. And I feel like he was surrounded by women that loved him and men that demanded that he is tough, that he is manly. So he grew up in kind of a semi-toxic environment where the ladies around him were kind of good examples, but the men around him were not. So he was fighting a losing battle from a young age. Around the circumstances of disappearance, I've got transport. So there would have been, I was going to say a car, but I feel like it's more like a bus or like a truck. Sorry, I was going to say a bus, but like I was born in the 70s when buses had that kind of shape. So it might be that I'm looking at a truck, because it's not square, it's a very rounded shape. So it's either like an old-fashioned bus or like a truck that has that wagony shape. And I feel like he was in transit before he went missing or was found or whatever. You know that you give us like zero information except for a photo. So so at the end of whatever journey we're looking at, that was something that happened in like a wagon shaped vehicle. And I feel like there were multiple people involved in the story, and the reason why he's no longer with us. And I feel like he was within the planning branch of some kind of a unit, some kind of an army unit, more like an underground, criminal unit. So putting all of those together, and now sometimes I'll have like bit of information, and I'll put them all together and it'll get jumbled up because the jigsaw doesn't work well in my mind. So the bits of so I'll try and do it. So the bits of information that I've got is that he's somebody from a tough background, good analytical mind, sworn to secrecy, a bit of a sociopath that doesn't sort of feel the feelings. And I've got the journey and a unit of people towards the end. To me, it looks like an underground kind of execution. I hate to sort of put it together and that the jigsaw would say, this is something that was planned. This is something that was purposeful. But I feel that this was something that was carried out on purpose. I don't see accidents at any stage of the operation. And I feel like it's not even that he had enemies. I feel like he broke one specific rule, and that one specific rule could not be broken. And that's how he met with an unhappy end. I am definitely staying to the end of this show to hear exactly how that ended up. Is that all right, Chris?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you. Stand by, because here we go right now. All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. So, and this is how it unfolds. And I'm going to bring it up now. I just want to say thank you all. So this guy was a Central Texas man who disappeared in 2014. His name was John Christopher Terry. And this is what the information I have. John Christopher Terry left work on Friday in October 2014. He stopped by to pick up some groceries at the Hillsbury Walmart and then just disappeared. Terry, who was 30 when he disappeared, last seen on store surveillance video just after 6:30 p.m. on October 17, 2014, leaving the Walmart parking lot. He has not been seen since. The next day, that's me, I apologize. The next day, the Hills County Sheriff's deputy found his 2014 blue Jeep Compass abandoned on a Hill County Road 2346 near Abbott, 25 miles from his home. Hills County Sheriff's investigator April Stowe and her boss, Sheriff Rodney Watson, are sure Terry was murdered and that the killer so far successfully disposed of his body. Both Watson and Stowe said they're convinced Terry made it home that day, but blood and other evidence recovered at his home leads the investigators to believe that he never made it inside. They said he was murdered right there outside his front door, Watson said. Stowe says for forensic investigations, Terry's Jeep presents another list of unsolved riddles. It's significant that the keys were still inside the car, she said. She said the Jeep's windows were left open. Terry's his cigarettes were lying in the passenger seat. His cell phone, the bags of pet food were still in the back seat. But there was no wallet in the vehicle, she said, nor were there any blood present inside the vehicle. While subsequent investigation revealed indications of motive, Watson said none has become concrete. There were loose paperwork in the cup holder area, just the way they were positioned looked like it has been shuffled around almost intentionally, said Stowe. Stowe is convinced that the killer drove Terry's car to the place where it was found and abandoned it there in an effort to throw us off. His body was not transported in that Jeep, they suspected. That, however, suggests that two people at least were involved because someone had to pick them up, and we believe somebody out there knows something that we could secure just a little more evidence. We can close this case, Watson says. Deputy says Terry, who's 5'9", weighs 180 pounds, was last seen wearing a black t-shirt, blue jeans, tan work boots, and a blue Dallas Cowboys ball cap, wearing a D in white embroidery. He wore a full beard at the time of his disappearance and a vertical scar that runs the length of his right ear. In addition, he has a tribal dragon tattoo on the back of his left arm and a tattoo of 1984 across the top of his chest. Terry was a mechanic at Jean's Auto in Hillsboro.
Mhm.
He lived in a home fashioned out of a metal building on a property of his father on near Carl's Corner with his two school-age sons, Stoll said. Terry and the boys' mother had a divorce, and Terry gained custody of the children.
Okay.
Texas volunteer organization from Houston that assists in missing person joined the searches and probed a 15-acre around Terry's property, which consists mostly of wooded land. Stone and the search people used drones to overhead search the land to find areas with different soil densities or areas that may indicate presence of clandestine graves, but the overflights did not turn up anything new. The missing persons clearinghouse contacted concerning the incident would not confirm if the service had received any tips or information about the events. Deputies also suggested that volunteers search the area in Abbott where Terry's vehicle was found, as well as nearby Manson Cave. Though Stoll said she didn't hold out hope that the cave would reveal anything, which in the long run it did not.
Mhm.
Sheriff Watson said evidence that had not been submitted in 2014 was taken to the Detectives Department of Public Safety Crime Lab in Austin in 2017, and after analysis, these pieces of evidence provide new clues, though Stoll will not reveal specifically what they learned. Surveillance from Walmart store shows Terry leaving around 6:30 p.m. carrying a bag of dog food. His intent was to come home, Watson said. When he left, we could see no one else in the vehicle. They said he would not leave those two kids. Terry's family still holds out hope he's alive, his brother Cody, Terry said. The family has not given up what they believe. The Lord is ready and that the Lord will lift up the darkness. It just goes to show he was a good to go to guy, and I haven't had that for 5 years now. Cody Terry said it hurts. I just can't call or text him. Cody Terry said his two sons, now 11 and 13, live in Dallas, where the oldest plays junior high school football and plays in the school band, and the younger shines in the classroom. If you have any information, please call the Missing Persons Clearinghouse at 1-800-346-3243 or the Hills County Sheriff's Office at 254-582-5313. Now, I do believe that he had arrangements, I believe, to pick up. He was going to buy a bed. I think we read in one article that he was going to buy a bed. So this article did not state that. So that was weird. So he was making arrangements to actually purchase a bed. Wasn't that right, Tammy? And what's her name? 11 Heaven. I think it's her name. So that's what we have right now. That's the only information we have. 11 messages from heaven. Yes, Melissa. So, but yeah. So that's the only thing we have on the case.
That kind of answers a few of my grey areas.
The
With
divorce
just
would explain
some of
that.
the things that I didn't want to say, that pretty much, yep. With different people's involvement, how high up like the girls are saying, how high up this whole business is, and a lot of money involved. Yep. And it also explains my grey areas with the reporting side of things.
Yes.
Bit funny.
It's a strange case. So it's hopefully some of the information can be useful. So I greatly appreciate your all's time, and stay safe over there, Anvil. And if you need anything, let us know.
Thank you. No, I actually live in the UK, but it's even worse seeing it from far away, when the only way to relate for me is to consume horrific videos repeatedly. But that is the nature of, and I'm sure we join everybody in prayer to say that that the lives of all the innocents are sacred, and hopefully the situation is resolved very, very soon.
Yes.
Thank you, Kat.
Well, thank you all, and Godspeed to everybody, and everybody have a good night, and tune in for Kat Show at 9 o'clock. Godspeed.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you.